Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're now in the city of Shamokin. It's been a week since the snowstorm. Pretty much nice and cleared out. The city's done a really good job down here on Independence Street. But then they leave this mess right here. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as you see, I'm here at the Wise Markets. Just walking along, trying to get back to one of my spots I dump drones. It looks like they're back here dumping snow instead. So, where I usually fly my drones, so I can take a look up back there. It's way back here. So we're gonna walk back and see what they got going on, because this is probably where they're dumping all the snow that they're removing from the city. Ladies and gentlemen, from what I see so far, I was not wrong. There's a lot of snow being dumped back here. I didn't realize this is where they dump the snow. So yeah, they remove it from the city around Cole Township and Shamokin, and I think they dump it all right here. Pile it up real nice. There's one in action right now. If we get quick enough over here, we can see it happen. Right there we go. So what do y'all think? Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, there's some big amounts right around here. We're right here where we usually fly at. They got the guardrail that I usually sit on here all covered up. It's actually a concrete Jersey barriers. They're completely covered in the snow here from either the plow from the parking lot, putting it all over here, or the city doing it. Not 100% sure, but we'll find a spot and we'll crack on for sure. This is going to be an epic shot here somewhere. Some maintenance going on down here along the track. There's a truck there doing something. And it looks like a little trail that comes through here where the excavator is. And the trains have been used recently, train tracks there. But look at that, that's the Glen Burn right there. And that's what we're trying to get a shot of. He has a little bit of snow left in the back of that as he drives away. So he's not going to end up bringing back a full load. Well, let's see if we can get Ralph out and set up before the next one comes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as always, I checked on Drone Assist, took a screenshot for our protection and our records. Ralph is loading up, home point is updated. They are dumping more snow. We're gonna take a look at what all this looks like. Operational snow removal, I guess we can call this. But let's see what it looks like from above. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I had only 3 minutes in, it seems like, and critically low battery. I had to bring it back. It only seems like I was up for like 5 minutes though, and it was a full battery when I put it in. So I'm gonna switch out the battery real quick. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna wrap it up for here. I'm gonna go see what else we got going on in the city. Maybe there's something, maybe there isn't. Well, that's it. Where they're dumping snow. Not much excitement about that, right? But yeah, we're gonna crack on. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I found out where they're taking the snow from. We're up here on, I can't see the street sign from way over there, so I'm gonna zoom in. Still can't see it for myself, but yeah, we're just sitting here. He was playing with the snow, as you see there, for a bit. He's sitting there on his phone, letting it drift a little bit. But he's paying attention. He keeps looking around, making sure everything's all good. But they were just loading up here a truck when I came up, one of the ones we seen dumping down in the other spot. But yeah, we found out what's going on. So we'll be able to take a look at the operations the city is doing to remove the snow in the city of Shamokin. Pennsylvania. Let's crack on. Dun, 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 dun. Interesting. Wonder why it's like that. It's all busted the heck. No good. We've been here before, ladies and gentlemen, right across from City Hall, the old abandoned church. As you see, there's some footprints that go up there, and it looks like something up there. And curiosity's killing me. You know I gotta go take a look. So come along with me. We'll go up the steps here real quick. Looks like some stuff's up here. Definitely are. Hello? Very interesting, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Very interesting. I don't know what to make of this, but there is footprints that lead out that way as well. As you see, my footprints just came up to here. There's some here. There's a pile of blankets there. It don't look like someone's been here in a while, at least. It's a tarp. Blanket. Yeah, it don't look like anyone's there. It has been here for a while. I'm not going to kick it to find out. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, right here. You can stealth camp anywhere pretty much. But at least they didn't try to get into the building. Or did they? I don't know. Whoever knows. And as you see, I just came out. I made some really nice fresh footprints. I stayed on the same side. And I'll show you what the footprints look like. Over there, it looked similar as over here before I stepped up them, obviously. But as you can see, like I said, it doesn't look like anyone's been up there for quite a while. They're not fresh footprints at all. So that's a good sign, at least. I'm the only one that's been up there, so. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is another Blight tour today. Some also would say that this wall is crumbling pretty good as you walk past it. Bowing really nice right there. Don't know if you're going to see that as well as I am. Well, yeah, there it is. And it continues to bow right there. And for the grand reveal of where we're at, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. So as we take a look at this here along Lincoln Street in the city of Shamokin, first thing I notice, some real nice stained glass windows in the front there. Very nice, very nice. Some woodwork definitely needs some fixing here, but look at it looks like it would have been a really nice house at one point. Well, yeah, let's see what else we can see. Now we're across the street. We got a nice wide shot on that building there. You see, it looks like it doesn't need a lot of work, actually, from the outside at least. Can't really tell the conditions of the roof due to the snow being on it, but I really like the art detect that was put into these buildings. Even though this is probably a simple one from back in the day, it still looks really nice compared to these model homes, I like to call them, like, you know, carbon print homes that we're making these days. But it's also right next to the vacant church we were just looking at. And you see the walls crumbling like I was showing you there. Had a stairway next to it that goes up probably to what the church used to operate there. Well, let's see what we can see from the side. But I also noticed that there probably was another property next to it that was torn down and detached. So we're going to take a closer look at this. Right, we're going to walk across the street here. There is still snow around. That's what I just came across, so we'll just hop right on over that. Looking at the side here, looks like we have a foundation issue right there. So that might be an issue. I'm not 100% sure, but that doesn't look safe right there. And other than that, you know, some wood that's rotting away, some paint that's peeling. Weather and time really got to this one. That's what I like to think. Then here, we're gonna step on a little bit more into the snow. Why not? Like I said, you can see how this looks like this used to be a foundation of another one right here. Got some wood, like train truss going across there almost, you know. Can't think of the name off the top of my head. But the stacked stone and everything looks really cool. And then you just got natural earth right there being, if that wall was still there, I bet you that would hold up nice. But that looks like that was an add-on, so. Like I said, the window's open up there. There's no window on the third one there. A lot of missing wood through there. Not sure why this property is left abandoned, to be honest. So approaching those steps I was pointing out from across the street, looks like someone does come up and down here. Well, here we are on the delta side of the building. Sun's shining this direction, unfortunately. It's going to make it... Oh, look, stained glass windows up there on the 3rd floor. Very nice. Windows are open on the... There's a lot of stained glass actually through that. It looks pretty cool. Big whole little patch there, you know. So this looks like the paint peeled real good off the wooden siding here. It's a heck of a little frame right there, ain't that? Wonder why that's like that. There's some Quikrete up there that went hard. This wall's even bowing and crumbling, so is that one, and so is that one. Well, let's see if we can get up a little bit closer and see. As I climb the stairs of craziness, can't really see where they are. There's a little fencing there or something. But there is electric meters, at least there. Again, just because there's meters doesn't mean there's actual power running through the building. But there's a good possibility there is. Like I said, we get a close-up zoom in on these stained glass windows. If you can see them, they look really nice actually. I bet you it looks really cool on the inside right now of this building. And the walls are just not straight, which that comes with time. Unfortunately, it does. Yeah, a little tool of some sort right there. But yeah, that's looks like a window covered up actually right there. As we come to the top of these stairs, there's a block right here. Looks like people just go right around it. But yeah, closer up to the building now that we were questioning. It doesn't look like any... There is some footprints walking up that way. But I'm not going up that way, obviously. But old style fence, metal there. The roof has bowed. It's like crooked, you know. Even that wall's a little crumbling right there. It looks secured, which is always a good thing, but all the doors in the back look that way. It's an old wooden door right there they're using as a kind of like a seal or a block or something. But it doesn't... I can't get over it though. Look at all the stained glass windows and the actual... I'm gonna zoom in so you can see. There's little effects all around there. Like right there, you know. Real cool stuff, right? And windows are all left open. That's always bad to do something like that. Oh, I didn't even see that sign. You think that they would put it on both sides? Because this is the side I came up. It's not on this side. So I didn't realize they were closed. But obviously no one really matters when they still use it anyways. But anyways, that's it for this building. Let's go see what we can find. Ladies and gentlemen, just right there. Like I said, we were just right there. Didn't take long to come to another one and another one right across from the rescue company, which we featured before in other videos, so we'll just do this real quick. The only reason I stopped to actually say anything about these because I was just going to skip over them. Fresh footprints going up there. Maybe not so fresh, but there's footprints that go up there. And that's kind of odd because there shouldn't be anybody in any of these buildings doing anything. Being that they're burned up fire buildings have been sitting here for quite a while. So you know me, we have to investigate, make sure everybody's okay. So come along. So we climb the steps to take a look around, see if there's any evidence of people being around. And they go up that way, the footprints. So I'm not 100% sure why that is. We'll step up here though a little bit. It is a heaping mess back here. Don't look like any that go up that way, which is awesome because that is really dangerous up that way. Yeah, they go that way though. And it looks like they spin around and come right back out actually. So yeah, they came up to here, spun around, came back out, which is cool. Nobody's up here squatting or in danger, which is awesome. Like I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna feature those buildings were featured in other videos, so I'm not gonna go spend a lot of time on those ones, but there's something really nice next to it as well. There's a one really nice building right here. And then we got a cool little monument, plus that awesome church right there that you've seen before, next to the really nice designed fire company right there. I love that artwork they have on there. That's the rescue company, as you all know. If you follow the channel, you definitely know about them. But anywho, we're gonna crack on down through the 5th ward, I think. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, another one. I don't know if we actually talked about this on an actual video yet, so bear with me if we have. But yeah, this one, not looking too good, is it? Right here on the corner of Shamokin and I don't know what street this is, to be honest with you. I'm very not familiar with the area still. Like I said, learning as I go. But so we look at this kind of historical looking building. Very gutted. Very horrible, isn't it? I don't know how this is up to codes at all. It looks like the whole inside up there is kind of falling in right there. It's just a heaping mess, I tell you what. Look at that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, front side of the building. We're gonna zoom in. Hopefully the lens glare goes away that way. But there's so many things wrong with this whole situation that I don't know where to start with pointing it out. We got the interior windows on the inside. The front completely busted up. Looks like this side is condemned as well. The roof is falling in right there, right there. The wall's bowed right there where the patchwork is. So that didn't do nothing to fix it. I don't see anything good or qualities about saving this building at the moment, but I could be wrong. Let's go check a little bit closer. Right, we're approaching a little bit closer now, as we can figure. The red X on the building like that, or the white red X building, means do not enter, structurally unstable. Obviously it's unfit for human habitation, so this building is pretty much condemned basically. We can't really see inside because they got these windows boarded up on this side. If we look straight up though, we can see in. Let's see if we can get the zoom to work. There we go. No ceiling in there. Pretty much. I don't understand. The front door. Right there. And it's just chipping away real good right there. Lots of mold, mildew, rotting away up in there. How you doing? You see, ladies and gentlemen, it is a small little path here on the sidewalk. I'm trying to share it with everybody as they go by. I'm trying to be nice. Dogs too, you know. Well, we're gonna take another look at this side up close. See, the wall here is a little bowing too. All that chipping. I don't know if you can see inside there, but it's down to the bare bones in there. Looks like it's bowing on the floor. On the second floor going up to the third. So the third floor is going to come down. This is all completely gutted and gone. Same here, you can see daylight straight through. See daylight straight through up there. Trying to get a good shot of it, but I guess I can't that way. And really disturbing is there's still a power meter with water dripping down all over it, of course. Look at that, it is on. And there's water just dripping down all over the electrics here. A few more doors, I guess there was more apartments. Must have been a big building. But as you can see, nothing really worth saving. They really need to disconnect the electric to this real fast. I don't understand why there's still electric hooked up. What a mess, I tell you what. All right, let's go see what else we can get into today, ladies and gentlemen. And that's just entering the 5th Ward. Imagine what else we can find. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the road where the snow is plowed all the way in. And this is what we found. This was also featured in my Blighted video for the reality of a dying city, so we won't spend a lot of time on this one. We spent a lot of time here before, so here's another one in the 5th Ward. It was a fire building, I believe. 100% sure. But it's definitely a Blighted building in the city of Shamokin. And I don't know if we can really get around to seeing much of it without going on someone else's land. So there's the backside. We have it in previous videos if you want to check it out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here I found another fenced off area at a property. Looks like we have some structural collapse up there. Maybe something fell off the roof or there. They put a fence around it for some reason. So it caught my interest to take a look at this. And I think this is definitely a condemned building. Don't look like anybody would live in this right here. But I don't see anything really that fell that needed a fence put up for, but they obviously thought there was. So, I mean, it does look pretty bad, this building. It's like blue brick in there, in that window right there. Like a blue brick, yeah. Interesting. Again, we come around to the front side. No one shoveled the snow here. Not really seeing the big issue, but somebody see. Wow, look at that wasp nest. Bet you that was vicious at one point when it was full of bees. Holy moly. Well, yeah, here we are. Not really seeing the big issue there. There's a pine for some sort there. Nice stained glass right here on this one. It's 302 Shamokin Street. There's a camera that's probably not even real, because obviously it doesn't look like anyone lives here. That's collapsing there. Maybe there are. Not positive though. Don't look that way because the steps look like that, you know. But yeah, across the street we can see these two buildings are the ones I'm looking at. That's the one that has the fence around it right there. It looks like they would be fixable, but then again, well, you don't know what the inside of the buildings look like or what the roof looks like. I can't fly right here because of all these power lines. I might be able to do it from the backside, but there's also power lines that go around that way. So, right there's that building we were just at not too long ago. Interesting, right? Ben Jersey right there, the little food mart. I did notice as I was getting ready to walk away. If you look at this right here, that's bowing real bad up there. So, not a good situation, I would say. But you know, make them like that no more, do they? For your viewing pleasure, we took Ralph off once again. Just so you see, we did check on drone assist. There is no flight restrictions in the area. Same place as always, the Sunbury Street Park. Let's see what Shamokin looks like today from above. So here are the last stop for the day. Just a quick update on the Domino's that's being built here in the city of Shamokin. You're getting a Domino's. Yeah, really not the most exciting thing in the world. Looks like sewer work's being put in. Water work, sewer work, whatever, utilities, you know, all the good stuff. Look at all that stuff they're digging up right there, though. That's a mess alone. And then there's the building itself. We're gonna creep up on that real quick. It's getting there, got walls. It might have a roof on it, we're gonna find out. But they're getting around the stoning and everything in, and you know, all that good stuff they do. But yeah, there it is, it's starting to come along. I don't know if you can see inside there real well through this. There it is. An update on the Domino's. It's coming along really well here in the city of Shamokin. Despite the weather conditions they've been working in, they're making great progress, aren't they? All right, y'all. Have a good one. Till next time, rise above, rack on.